Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy, Jimmy Johnson. He rips the Cowboys over DAK and Dallas near top of Super Bowl LVI odds, which is the Super Bowl next year. Dak Prescott dominates the Cowboys headlines once again, just as he will every day until the club announces its long-awaited decision on his future with the team. But one former coach says the front office is way past due on getting this deal done. This comes as the rest of us can only guess on the particulars of the imminent negotiations, including the number of years that each side will push for. The figures may have changed from last year's talks. Meanwhile, Prescott is tending to growing his bank account himself by investing in high-tech workout gear with some past and present teammates. Elsewhere, the longtime Emmitt Smith / Barry Sanders comparisons are finally addressed head-on by one of the running backs. Michael Irvin and Dave Wanstead have Super Bowl stories to share about the team's dynasty days just as odds come out for who might be making the title game next season. We're breaking down play at linebacker and center defensive shortcomings and how Coach Mike McCarthy's aggressiveness stacks up against the league's other skippers. Also, CeeDee Lamb opens up about his quarterback's physical rehab, and former Cowboys tight end Martellus Bennett opens up about the mental toll that football can take on those who play it. Here's the news and notes. Dak Prescott contract talks. The Cowboys legend Jimmy Johnson skewers team for not having deal done yet. And this is per CBS Sports. Last week, the Cowboys' former coach ripped the organization's mindset of entitlement for acting like they've won a ring at some point in the last quarter century. This week, he's going after the front office for not having already signed Dak Prescott at some point in the last 3 years. Every time they did not sign him, the price just kept going up, but they need to get it done. Hold on. Okay, here it is. Not everybody who has an opinion about football knows what it actually takes to build a winning team from nothing, let alone one that goes on to terrorize the NFL with the dynasty. Jimmy Johnson does, though, having taken the Dallas Cowboys from a 1-15 start in his inaugural 1989 season to 2 Super Bowl wins, arguably 3, and he couldn't have done it without a definitive franchise quarterback in Troy Aikman, whom Johnson now joins in being vocal about the state of affairs regarding Dak Prescott. I would sleep real good if I had Dak Prescott locked up with the big contract and not worrying about his commitment to the team and commitment to winning. Aikman said ahead of the Cowboys' regular season finale. Aikman's former coach is now also pounding the drum for Prescott. They need to get him signed, Johnson told the Rich Eisen show. That's a succinct message as you'll hear. But the soon-to-be inducted Hall of Famer didn't stop there. He believes it's egregious things have gotten to the point of a potential second franchise tag, something neither Aikman nor Romo had to contend with when they negotiated extensions in their prime. They should have given in to the 4-year deal last year, Johnson furthered. It would have saved them some money. They wanted 5 years, but they've got to get him signed. And not only is he an outstanding quarterback, he's not Patrick Mahomes, but he's an outstanding quarterback. And on top of that, he is a great leader. Leader for that football team, so they need to get him signed. And the other thing is, until you find somebody better, you don't ever give up a quarterback. But wait, there's more. They should have signed him 3 years ago, said Johnson. They should have signed him 2 years ago. They should have signed him, last offseason. And every time they did not sign him, the price just kept going up. But they need to get it done. As it stands, the Cowboys have yet to reignite talks with Prescott. Sources tell CBS Sports as they first hope to gain more clarity on the 2021 salary cap. This makes it likely they'll move forward with a second franchise tag at $37.7 million, having squirreled away money in 2020 for a rollover into this year's cap space to help in that scenario a scenario or a multi-year extension, it's possible the NFL will see a total cap number of approximately $195 million as opposed to the $175 million floor set to due to the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic, which would also help the Joneses when talks do recommence. Of course, none of this changes the fact, Johnson pointed out, in that the Cowboys are costing themselves both peace of mind and a heap of money by not having the deal done. Prior to now, it takes two to tango, yes, but the linchpin in the team's negotiations was Dallas craving a fifth year when Prescott and his agent Todd France were dead set on agreeing to 4. Having now seen Deshaun Watson become the latest to help frame the market, and with the league's latest 4-year deal, and with potential deals landing for Josh Allen and / reigning league MVP Lamar Jackson, time truly is money in Dallas. The longer it takes them to acquiesce to Prescott's ask, the worse position they'll be in. And for those wondering why they're not willing to risk attempting to replace him in the draft, well, the science simply doesn't bear that out as a wise move. This is why owner Jerry Jones himself, who knows exactly how difficult it is to locate a franchise QB, both from this days with Johnson and in the days post-Aikman but pre-Romo, recently admitted his inability to fathom how Prescott could have more leverage than he does right now. Johnson and Aikman aren't the only Cowboys legends beating the drum for a multi-year deal with Prescott, as he works to return to the field after a fractured ankle ended his 2020 campaign prematurely. Emmitt Smith, former teammate of Aikman, former student of Johnson, and the league's all-time leading rusher, also sees something special in Prescott, as does legendary safety and former Aikman and Smith teammate Darren Woodson, who labeled any attempt to offer Prescott less money a slap in the face. That's a lot of NFL wins, accolades, and hardware lobbying for the Cowboys to stop playing chess against themselves in their QB negotiations. And especially as they witness the demise of every quarterback drafted ahead of Prescott in 2016. Both sides want the deal done, but it'll likely have to be the Cowboys who must finally wave the white and blue flag. And for his part, Johnson isn't willing to accept excuses for that not happening yet. So, Jimmy Johnson, man, I love Jimmy. That's why I was a Cowboy fan growing up, because Jimmy Johnson, even though he was a Miami Gust of Winds fan, he was Jimmy was a trailblazer. He was a guy who was a leader who demanded respect, demanded you do what you were supposed to. It was cool, man, to hear him speak. Jimmy gonna talk his stuff right now, because now he's in the Hall of Fame. You can't block him out no more, Jerry. You can't blackball him no more like you've been doing. Jimmy Johnson should have been in the goddamn Hall of Fame. It's a damn travesty it took this freaking long. And I'm finna go off. Dak Prescott, if he was a white quarterback, he would have got this goddamn deal done. I don't want to hear this crap about, oh, well, he isn't this type of quarterback. He isn't that. Listen, Dak is at least the top 7 or 8 quarterback in the league. Hands down, if not 9th or 10th. He's in the top 10. I mean, it's no question about that. After what we seen this year, Dak would fit good with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He could have did a better job than Ben Roethlisberger. You kidding me? He could have did a way better job than that guy. Allegedly, y'all. Now, Jerry Jones' problem is he signed Zeke Elliott. He shouldn't have signed Zeke. He should have let Zeke sit out or walk. He should have not signed DeMarcus Lawrence. I kept telling people DeMarcus Lawrence is not all that. Even that spectacular season he had, he was getting most of his sacks against sorry teams. He was. In the big games, DeMarcus Lawrence only showed up, I think, in one big game. I think that was the Saints. That was it. Everywhere else, he was nowhere to be found. I watched the game very closely. I don't hate on the man getting his money. I understand the Cowboys don't want to destroy their cap, but look, it's like this, man. What choices do you have? Like, seriously, what choices do you have? You're trying to basically paint Dak out to be the bad guy, like Skip is doing on Undisputed, going off on Dak. It's funny how he was always for Dak, but now it's like, oh man, in his last 13, 14 starts, these are the numbers. Well, because you know why? You know why, Skip, is like that? Because Dallas doesn't have a GM who knows football. Until Jerry sits his old ass down, they're still going to be mediocre. They're still going to be putting out mediocrity. And until the fans wake up and get the smelly salt and stop supporting this garbage, he's gonna keep getting away with it. It's the truth. The problem isn't just Dak. The problem is your offensive line and your D-line. You didn't build depth, and you don't have any Mike linebackers. Van Der Esch, you might as well just put it out there. He's going to be another Sean Lee. He's going to always get hurt. Jalen Smith is a will backer. He is not a Mike linebacker. I would like to see him play outside backer a lot, but because of your lack of depth, he had to play the inside. And that's the problem. That is the problem. And I don't understand. Jimmy Johnson is telling the truth. If this was any other guy, you would have had it signed, Jerry. And I told y'all why Jerry ain't got it signed. Jerry does not like Dak Prescott. He don't like him. He just don't like him. If he could find another quarterback, like if a Peyton Manning was out there, he would go get Peyton Manning right now and cut bait with Dak. He would. But Jerry, you got to understand, nobody wants to come to Dallas because they see how you do business and they see the lack of talent you put around players. You guys had a chance a while ago to get Carson Palmer back while he was out there. Y'all were like, no, we're just going to get Tony Romo. We're going to pay all this money. For what? You paid all that money to a bum who bobbled a snap. It's a joke. It is a complete joke on how this kid has been treated. Dak Prescott has gotten better each season throwing the ball. The fans and you wanted a guy who can throw the ball. He can throw the ball. Dak was better to me, and I kept telling people, managing the game. You see Tom Brady? Tom Brady don't throw for all these big yards. Tom Brady controls the game with dink and dunk, and when it's time to throw it deep, he throws it deep. He throws it deep once in a while. He don't take chances like that. He's very careful with the ball. Something a lot of these quarterbacks aren't good at. Like gunslingers, like Brett Favre wasn't great at that. Now, Dak Prescott has a low turnover to touchdown ratio. And he is one of the best deep throw accurate guys of anybody in the league. You can look up the numbers. I think he's in the top 3, top 2 of deep ball percentage. He's up there. And his winning percentage since entering the league, he's had the best winning record out of all the quarterbacks. And if you look at his draft class, besides that one season that Wentz had, he's outplayed Wentz. Even the season that they didn't make the playoffs because he messed his shoulder up and he still went out there to try to play. He's outplayed Wentz. He's outplayed Goff. He's outplayed everybody in his draft class. But because he isn't the typical, prototypical white boy, he ain't getting no love. He's not getting any love or anything. He ain't getting no love. He's going to get hated on. You know, oh, he don't do this enough. And I kept telling people, dude, I kept telling this one Dallas fan, dude, Dak is fine. Your problem is you don't have an offensive line or D line. You don't have any depth. You only are running 4, maybe 5 deep instead of 6 or 7 deep. You got to have depth. Football, you win Super Bowls because of depth, because nobody's going to be healthy the whole season. You have to be able to rotate people in. Now, to me, they're going to franchise tag Dak again. Jerry don't want Dak, but he don't want Dak to go somewhere like Washington or some team that'll compete against them and Dak come back and whoop their ass, because Dak would come back and whoop their ass if they let Dak go. And I put that on everything. He would whoop their ass. So, it's just mind-boggling to me on how they've done him. But Jimmy Johnson, shout out to Jimmy, man. I love Jimmy. Jimmy is that guy, man. He's always stayed true. He, to me, should have stayed with the Cowboys. People are trying to blame it on him. No, Jerry wanted credit. He wanted all this love and everything. He wanted all this love, because he wanted all the credit. He's an egotistical maniac. That's what he is. He's egotistical. And he basically doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. He's old. He's past the tooth. He should have been hired a GM or somebody who knows football, and they should have got Dak's contract done 2 years ago. This would have never happened. They would have been fine. So, like I said, Dak, I hope for your speedy recovery. You have Jimmy on your side, Troy's on your side, Darren Woodson, and all these Hall of Famers see something in Dak. But all you dumbass fans are tearing him down and don't like Dak. This is funny to me. How are the Hall of Famers saying that Dak deserved the money, but Jerry Jones, who y'all keep supporting, he doesn't see it? And all you dumb YouTubers, I know all you YouTubers who doubt Dak, who talk bad about Dak, y'all were always complaining he needs to throw the ball more like this. No, what you should have did was got rid of Zeke bum ass, always pulling women tatas out. You should have got rid of him, and you should have let DeMarcus Lawrence go. And you should have used that money to build your D-line and your O-line. And because of that, I don't feel sorry for you Dallas fans, and I damn sure don't feel sorry for Jerry Jones bum ass. Thank you for listening, and I'm out. Deezy.